Hello my lovelies, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to go and take a look around Matalan and see what's new in this autumn going into winter. I can clearly see as we walked in there is sparkle, there is Christmas already. So let's have a look and see what's new in. So here we have this lovely faux fur grey little jacket. It was so soft, really lovely actually. This was coming in at £45. You've got a nice big collar on this, quite big sleeves as well. Then just below we have this silky satin skirt. Obviously these have been going around for quite a while now, and they're going into the winter season. We've got this beautiful colour. It's kind of like a bit of a mauvey sort of minky colour, and I really did like the colour of it. I love the little matching top as well. Just above we have this sparkly little t-shirt style top. This was coming in at £20. Can you see the sparkle on this top? How lovely is that? And at the back you have two little buttons on that neckline there, as you can see there. Then just next to it again we have another set of these silky satin sets. This is like a kind of mushroom colour, really nice. Then above that we have another one of those little sparkly tops in a sort of creamy colour or ivory. We have some faux leather straight leg trousers here, and they were in a lovely chocolate brown. They were lovely and soft and they felt really sort of cosy on the inside. Then we had this cardigan above. Again, we've got sparkle. These little diamond embellishments were so beautiful. They were attached really well, and this was like medium sort of thickness. It was quite thick, but not overly thick. It was coming in at £28, and I did love the colour of this cardigan. We have another sort of satin top here. As you can see, quite a big neckline, £22 for this. You've got long sleeves, and it is quite flowy on the bottom with a little keyhole at the back and a little button. And then you also had the matching skirt there, as you can see, another one of those sort of silky satin skirts. We have this new in top here, which I like to show you when it says new in. I mean, this was a bit sort of more plain and basic, but it did have some elements to it that was kind of making it different with those big turn up sleeves. Then there was this burgundy little blouse top with a frilling going across the front of the body and down the sleeves, as you can see there. We have another one of these sparkly tops, so exactly the same as the other ones that I showed you, but this one is in a sort of greeny colour. We have this knitted jumper here with the embellishment going around the neckline. It was more of like a t-shirt style with the short sleeves. The only thing I didn't like about this, that the embellishment around the neck, it did have a little gap on the shoulder, so it wasn't like a complete sort of embellishment going all the way around. It was kind of from the front, and then it stopped at the shoulder part and went back, and then there was another sort of embellishment line around the back. So I didn't like the fact that it didn't sort of connect. Then we are looking at this little setup. So I always like to look at the way they have done their little displays and dressed the mannequins. And the mannequin was dressed with this lovely blouse with the big frill around the neckline. As you can see, it had like a floral print, like an embroidered sort of floral print going through the material, as you can see there. Lovely sort of balloon sleeves with an elasticated bottom part. And then we had this jacket here. I weren't too keen on this jacket. I don't know what it is. It kind of just reminded me of, like, I don't know, a monster. I do like the fur jackets, but for some reason this one, I don't know, it just didn't appeal to me. This was £45 and it was really soft. Another little mannequin here. Did love the way they sort of did the outfit on this one. This cardigan was beautiful. It was lovely and thick. The material felt really nice. As you can see there, giving you a little bit of a close-up. I love the sleeves on this. I love that length in the wrist part, and I also love those big gold buttons. Just showing you here a cami, so just letting you see that there are some camis which are great. They are kind of like basics, but they do go really nicely under cardigans, under blazers and little jackets. And you have this sparkly little skirt here, like little mini skirt, and this was coming in at £22 for this. I think as we go through the store we do see this same material in a pair of shorts. I'm sure we do. We'll see as we go. And we have another one of those little sparkly neckline, little knitted jumpers here, short sleeve, £24. This one was black. Again, the dual part around the neck, it wasn't connected to the back part, and you did have a slight bit of gap on the shoulder there, which kind of like, I don't know why that was done like that. It just kind of made it look a little bit cheap. Then we had this sort of burgundy little set here. This was the only shirt left, and it did have a matching pair of wide leg trousers. So this was coming in at £18 for the blouse top, and as you can see, it had the gold little buttons there, double buttons on the wrist, and then you also have those wide leg trousers. So it was like kind of like a silky satin material, and as you can see, the material was like a kind of crease effect. But yeah, that was the only top there that was left. And then we are moving on to some knitwear. I did really like these long sleeve jumpers here. They were really quite long lined, as you can see, and this was coming at £24 for this one. And you did have that sort of pin tuck detail down the middle, and it also did come in this lovely cream colour, which I did try on, and it does look really, really nice. It's a really nice little jumper. Really soft and really sort of like luxurious feeling. As you can see, I'm giving it a thumbs up, and it did also come in this sort of beigey colour here as well, which was nice, just showing you it had slits in the side and those big turn up sleeves there. So here on this mannequin, we have this cold set, and it was like a sort of velvety material, as you can see, bringing it up nice and close. The top was £18, so it was more like a sort of t-shirt style top with a little button on the back of the neckline, and then it also came with the matching wide leg trousers there, and they were coming in at £22, I think that says. It was very soft, not really my cup of tea, if I'm honest. Just behind we had this burgundy coat, and I did like this actually. It was really nice. It was very heavy, like quite weighty, and it was lovely and soft. I did try this on, but I didn't really like what it looked like on. I would love to get a nice burgundy sort of overcoat, but this just definitely wasn't the one. Another one of those cold sets in like a sort of garden green colour with the wide leg trousers there. As I said, very soft feeling. Then we're looking at the dresses. This was sort of the dress section. There wasn't that much. I wasn't sort of overwhelmed by the dresses this time, but we did have this one here which was quite pretty. It was kind of a bit like a gold leaf print with the elasticated wrist there, or cuffs, shall I say. This was coming in at £34, I think that said there, and it was sort of a black background with the gold print on the material there. So just next to it, we also had this sparkly black dress, which was quite nice. I like the cut of it. I love the little mock neckline on it as well. And again, elasticated wrist part. And the length was quite nice. It was a shorter dress, but I feel like this would look lovely with some black tights and a nice pair of shoes, or some boots. Again, this is the material that I was talking about, so it did also come in a dress. So I did show you the little mini skirt, and then we also have the dress here. This was a long sleeve dress with that little keyhole part at the back there and a little button, and this was coming in at £32 for this dress. Another dress in this section was this gold and sort of black dress. I was really underwhelmed by the dresses, if I'm honest. Like, there wasn't anything that I really looked at and was like, oh my God, I really need to try that on. So, and actually the last couple of times I've been to Matalan, I've not really been impressed by their dress section. So we also have this dress here, which had the frill at the bottom, as you can see there, or the tier, shall I say, not the frill. It was quite a different material, as you can see. I'm bringing it up close to the screen, and also has a wrap style. It was £32. I'm sorry if you can hear my washing machine in the background. I think you might be able to hear it, so I'm really sorry if you can hear it. We have another floral dress here, which is the only one that I really thought was really pretty, and would be an option for me to try. I think that this would look lovely with some boots and a lovely long overcoat. You can see it's got a little bit of a frill under the bust line there and a little tie up, and this was coming in at £30. So yeah, this one was really pretty. And then there was this red jumpsuit. So at first I thought it was a dress until I sort of pulled the bottom part, and as you can see it is a jumpsuit. It was lovely and soft. It was like a velour kind of material with that little tie up around the waist. You did have the elasticated sort of parts on the arms. It was a short sleeve and it was coming in at £40. We also had this animal print dress, which was quite pretty, was quite nice. I do think that this would look lovely sort of through the autumn winter, again with some long boots and a nice long overcoat. This was coming in at £38, and you did have that little tie up on the neckline there. So yeah, another one that I did think was quite nice as well, and probably one that I would wear. So yeah, out of all of the dresses, I think there was just this one and the floral one that I, would potentially wear myself. But yeah, really nice. The material was quite nice as well. We also had this sparkly red skirt, and it was lovely. So we are actually in the Vicki Pattison, is it Vicki Pattison or Vicki Pearson? I'm not quite sure. Little Mistress, I think the brand is named, or yeah, the collection is named. This was quite a full length skirt, so more like a maxi. And actually I do like her collection. I think that this stuff does feel like really nice quality. And I actually have a few of her items from, I think it was from the summer. So yeah, I do rate this little collection. Like I said, the items feel like good quality, and I would say the pricing for her items are quite good as well for what you're getting. So we also have this top here, which is very much reminding me of the Tesco's one that was out last year, and it literally sold out. Like, it sold out every time I went into store. There was one left. So yeah, it was a very popular little top. So we have the same print in the dress that I showed you in this little blouse top here, which again, I feel like animal print has been so overdone, but depending on the sort of colouring of the animal print is to, whether I like it or not. And I do think that this was not too garish. The colours were quite nice. So yeah, I did really like that little blouse. We also have these gold trousers, like metallic looking trousers. They were £30. They were really soft as well. They didn't have pockets, which I was like, oh my god, no pockets. We need pockets. Everything needs pockets. We also have this sparkly dress here in a lovely sort of cherry red colour, and it was coming in at £45. As you can see, it was long sleeve there. We also had this little two-piece set, which was like a sort of velour. Is it floor? Velvet? It's velvet. I think it's velvet. Velvet, and this is like the blazer kind of top. It almost felt between a top and a blazer. You do have the buttons down the front, so they were like fabric covered buttons, and this was coming in at £40. And then it did also come with the matching trousers. As you can see here, these ones were open. You've got the two sort of they're not hook and eyes, are these called hook and eyes, or the little sort of, I don't know, I would call them hook and eyes. Again, pockets in this, which was great. Exact same material as the top, and the trousers coming in at £28. So we have another one of these tops, but in the kind of material as the little skirt and the dress that I showed you, and this was coming in at £35. It does have those little sort of tie up black ribbons on the front, and these sequins were like silvery gold with a black background. So yeah, really pretty and sparkly for the Christmas season. And then we had this cardigan top here, which was really, really nice. Like, it felt beautiful. It felt really nice and luxurious. And I love the shape of this, the way it sort of comes in at the waist. It didn't really flare out a lot at the hip section, but it was really nice. And yeah, it just felt like really good quality. £28 for this one. You can see I did really like it because I spent quite a bit of time looking at it. When I'm there for quite a bit of time, then I know that, yeah, I'm feeling this item. We also have a skirt here, and this was coming in at £26. So actually, no, not the skirt. This is the shorts. So I did say I did see some shorts in this kind of material. I'm sure I did. And yeah, I was right. It was there in the Vicki Pattison or Pearson in the little mistress section. So we also have this little waistcoat top in a red with the gold buttons going down the front, and this was coming in at £28. And I think there was some matching trousers there, as you can see, some matching wide leg trousers. So yeah, getting you in that Christmas spirit, this colour certainly is. And these were coming in at £28 for these. Again, they did have pockets. I always check to see if the trousers or the dress or the skirt has pockets. Such a bonus for me. We have this little top here. Honestly, I really did like this section. There were a couple sections that I really did like, and I really did like this little mistress section. I did think that the items were just a little bit more elevated and kind of looked a little bit more special, in my opinion. This top was coming at £25, and it did also come in the black, as you can see here. So you also had the choice of the black version. Also had this kind of muted gold, sort of pearly skirt, as you can see, kind of long length, so kind of maxi length this was. It did have stretch in the waist as well. Another velvety long sleeved top here, and as you can see, the neckline was kind of V'd or quite open, shall I say. Now these little knitted jumpers, I loved them. I actually have been online to purchase them. I wanted to get a discount because you can always get a discount with Matalan, even when you go into store or if you shop online, they always have like discounts. However, these weren't discounted. They weren't part of their discount, which is a little bit annoying. But I'm trying to look for the little label here. These were coming at £30, and you've got the cream and you also have the black. They were really nice. I like the little bow on the back. They were so soft. They were quite long lined as well. So come over, sort of covered over your tummy area and your bottom area. And they just fit really, really lovely. I actually tried these on in a size 18 and they fit perfect. I'm sort of between an 18-20 and the 18 fit me well. So they do come up a little bit bigger. So if you are interested in those, I'd definitely say if you are in between sizes, go for your smaller. I love this little shawl turtleneck top as well, really lovely and soft, and I love the grey colour of it. This coat was quite nice as well. You've got the corduroy neckline on it. These are very popular at the moment. A lot of people are loving these kind of farmer style coats. So yeah, it was like a lovely sort of khaki colour, as you can see there. Then we had this knitted jumper, which I thought stood out quite a bit, with the bow detailing across the front and the back. I think this did run through the back. It was a lovely sort of burgundy colour with the cream bows, and this was coming in at £25. It was lovely and soft, and as you can see, it has that detailing sort of following through the back as well. Another knitted top here with some sparkle around the top part. I don't think the sparkle's on the bottom, if I remember rightly. And hello there, I'm saying hello. I'm making it a thing to come and say hello in the mirror every time I go to do a come shop with me. We have these knitted dresses here. So we have some long knitted dresses, not maxi, kind of more like a midi length, and this is a grey one, quite nice. Again, would look lovely with black tights and maybe some black boots. So very comfortable. I do like wearing a long knitted dress. So looking at some coats here, these were new. I hadn't seen these before, and they were like a padded long coat, and they were really nice actually. They felt really nice quality. They were coming at £60. I love the hooded part on there. You've got that sort of double sort of neck coverage, which is going to keep you lovely and warm as the weather gets colder. And the zips were kind of like diagonaled, as you can see there. And yeah, a nice chocolate brown long coat, as you can see there, like puffer coat. And it had like a bit of a shine to it, like a bit of a sheeny shine. And just showing you here that it also came in a grey and those black zips going all the way down. So yeah, like these coats, they were nice. They did have a couple of nice coats actually, which you will see as we go through the video. We also had this one, which was new in, another long puffer coat. I do actually really like Matalan's coats. Shall I say Matalan? Because I get told off from you guys when I say Matalan, and it's Matalan. But yeah, they do have some really nice coats. I actually remember last year there was a really nice puffer coat and I really wanted it. It sort of cinched in at the waist, but I just could not get it in my size. I tried a couple stores and then I tried to also purchase it online, and they were all sold out online. So yeah, I mean, if there is a good one, I'll definitely say grab it as soon as you see it in your size, because they do go quite quickly. So yeah, this is another one here, as you can see, and this was coming in at £50. It was like a sort of light chocolate brown colour, again with a big hood, and had the button sort of detail over the zip of this one. We have these ones here which are kind of like Rain Max, and they felt quite nice. They were water resistant. We have this faux fur coat here. This kind of reminds me of a coat that I had, or a jacket that I had. It was a short jacket and I had an event to go to, and I remember my mum bought me a short version of this coat here. This was coming in at £40 for this one. Wasn't that weighty, which was good because I like to sort of lift them off and just have a feel to see the weight of the coat. So that one wasn't too heavy. We also have these gilets, like long gilets with a hood, burgundy, and then there was also this one at the back in black. So you can see the pattern, the stitching was different on this one. This had ones going across, and then the other one was kind of more of a diamond shape. So these coats here were really nice as well. Like the neckline, the fur on the neckline was so nice. It did feel really luxurious. As you can see, it does also have a hood, but it does have a nice thick fur sort of neckline, which was quite unusual because the fur is normally put on the hood, but this was on the collar, and then you had the hood at the back of it. So yeah, really different, but really nice. We also had this green kind of Max style trench style coat here with a hood, and I did really like this actually. I don't know what it was, but there was something about it that was quite nice, quite sort of classy looking. It did have the cinched in kind of detailing on the waist there, and yeah, it was like more like it was a in between like a Mac, a trench. It was £45, and I like the colour of it as well. So yeah, really nice. So just showing you here that the Christmas jumpers are in full swing in Matalan, and as you can see here, just running through, just showing you what's available. Nothing really sort of stood out to me as in I really like that Christmas jumper. I am quite funny when it comes to Christmas jumpers. I just feel like they're just so over the top, and I think that a lot of people do like that kind of over the top look, but for me, I like a kind of subtle sort of chic looking Christmas top, and these ones just weren't it for me. But yeah, there were a little variety. I do think that probably as we move through the month, there will probably be some more that will come into store, and we'll see that when we go into store again in December or the end of November. Showing you here, there were some Christmas t-shirts as well. So if you are more of a t-shirt wearer, then there are the options of some Christmas t-shirts. As you can see, there's one here with a little dog on the front coming in at £10. I think they were all roughly around £10 from what I remember. I really did like this little top here, this little red top with the kind of floral sort of sleeves. They were quite puffy. It was a lovely red colour, and actually this is definitely one that I would probably wear around Christmas time, or actually you could take it through any time of the year, to be fair. Just having a little look and just sort of panning the camera over the t-shirt section here. Didn't really go into depth in that area, but just showing you what's kind of available in store. So wanted to show you the range of the kind of teddy sort of over your head or pop over your head little tops here, which are very popular at this time of year. And they had quite a few different styles. As you can see here, this is like an animal print one, and the colours for this was quite muted as well, which I kind of liked. We have this full zip up one here in a chocolate brown colour. They were all really nice and soft, and they felt really sort of nice quality. £28. I think they were all £28 from what I can remember. Another one here with the pockets on the front and the zip from sort of top to bottom. So this wasn't a pop over your head one. I think this one was exactly the same as that chocolate brown one that I showed you there. And then so I'm looking for the label, but like I said, I think they were all £28. This one was a pop over your head one with the sort of bow detail, and it was black with sort of a cream detail, sort of bow detail all over it. Again, £28 for this one, if I can. Oh, £26 for this one. This one here was kind of like a marbly print one, again with that half zip, very, very soft. And it had like the black piping around the bottom of the cuff part and at the bottom of the actual top. Another half zip one here, cream colour, really, really soft. So yeah, I do really like these. I think they look great with like leggings and some trainers, or you could even wear it with jeans. But this one was quite nice, the cream one, just showing you the back there. I really like this one, and I did show you this one in my last come shop with me, but I wanted to show you it again to show you that it is still available. Just like the contrast of the bright pink and the khaki green. So yeah, thought I'd show you that one again. Some shawls here. I think they're called shawls, capes, shawls. These are great, especially for I had the cream one, and I've had it in my wardrobe for quite a few years, and I think they're great for even when you wear dresses in sort of the spring, even in the summer, like just as a little sort of just to cover over yourself if you have a little dress on and you don't want to put a coat on. But yeah, equally as nice, obviously, as we're going through the colder months. I did like this one here, the animal print on the inside. Definitely think that you could reverse it, and this was £18 for this one. Also have these ones here, which are kind of like the cable knit kind of detail, in the grey and that kind of beigey colour. So didn't show you in depth the purses and the bags, but I wanted to show you these that had 70% off, and I did like this bag, actually 70% off, and it was just £6, and it was quite nice. Another little backpack here, which was kind of like the flimsy material, and this was £14 reduced to £6. Another kind of fabric kind of fill bag here, again reduced, and I can't remember how much, so £18 originally, reduced to £9 for this one as well. And we had another bag here, which I thought was quite nice, very different in terms of the shape, and that was reduced to £9 from £22. So these bags here weren't reduced, so these were like the newer bags. This was £20, and it was kind of like a chocolate brown colour, very much the same as that other moon shaped bag. This was a new bag in as well, with that kind of squiggly line detail through it. It was really soft actually, and it had that ring detail going around the handle there. I like the look of these bags. They were very structured, so very kind of hard, but they looked nice. They actually looked like they were real leather as well, which is quite nice to see. And £16 for this one. It was a crossover body bag. It did have a long strap inside the bag there, as you can see there. So this bag was really nice as well. It was quite hard feeling though. It wasn't like a really soft feeling bag. Can't talk now, get your words out. But I did like the gold hardware on it. And this is another new bag, as you can see, another kind of moon shaped bag. This was coming in at £16. We also have this sort of faux suede bag, which I really liked. I love the colour of it, and it was nice, but it wasn't very soft. Like I have a suede bag, and it's really, really sort of soft feeling, kind of flimsy. And this one was quite hard feeling, but I did really like the shape of it and also like the colour of it. We have a fringe bag here, very unique in terms of the shape of it. It was quite big, so you could fit quite a lot in it, and this was coming in at £20 for this one. I think they had this in another colour as well. I'm not quite sure. No, maybe they didn't, because I didn't film it. So this green bag here reminded me of a bag that I picked up thrifting a couple of weeks ago. Love the sort of emerald green colour. These are just sort of crossover body bags, small bags here that I'm showing you. This one was £12.50. Looking over the section where their scarves and the gloves were, and I love the look of these. They were so nice. I honestly, I get sucked in when I see a nice pair of gloves. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, you know I am a rugby mum, and I do like to wear a pair of gloves when I'm out in the cold. So yeah, I love those ones with the sort of fur detail around the wrist part. Here we have some scarves, just sort of going through them, just showing you the different selections they have. They're all roughly around £12. There were a couple towards the end were a little bit cheaper, I think, if I can remember rightly. So yeah, that one was £12, and I think the last two were around £11 or something like that. So yeah, just showing you the different colours and patterns that they have. So yeah, as you can see, £11 for those last couple of scarves there. Some more gloves here. So these are an animal print, but they did come up quite small because I did try to pop my hands in them and they didn't fit. And they were all one size. So yeah. Then we are looking in the shoe section. I didn't go in depth in the shoe section, just wanted to show you some of the new sort of boots and shoes that were in, and these ones were new in, these wellies, the animal print ones, and I really did like these ones here as well. The shorter wellies with that sort of diamond sort of print on the sort of, what is that, ankle part of the boot. These were new in, these sparkly ones here. £28 for these ones, so I thought I'd show you these. Definitely great for the Christmas season, dressing up and wanting to sort of stand out and be a bit sparkly. You could definitely do it with those boots there. Some loafer shoes here, ones that I hadn't seen when I went into store last time, so I thought I'd show you these ones. As you can see, there are a few different styles here, and they were all roughly around sort of from £12 up to around £20. Quite chunky, as you can see in these ones here. Those ones were £20. So as I walked around to the next aisle, we are in the PJ section, and just wanted to see if there was any sort of nice pajamas. Just wanted to show you the new ones in, really, and sort of give you a kind of look at the prices of what they were. As you can see, this is a Christmas one with the penguins on. I think that was coming in around £22. We have this bow one here, and these were like the cotton sort of tight sort of leggingy bottoms. We have this Grinch one here, which was quite nice. These are like the boyfriend style pajama sets, and I love these. I love the Primark ones. I'm honestly just loving Primark pajamas at the moment, but they're such good value for money and the pricing's great. See, these ones are £25, but I guess because they have the Grinch on them, so they're a little bit more sort of highly priced. We have these ho 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 ones here, some more Christmas ones, as you can see, and these were coming in at £18. And then they also have the ones that are folded up in like the little gift sets, and they range from around £10, which I think is a good little price as well. So great value for money. These ones were the family ones, so you could get these in your mum, dad and children's. I'm sure you could even get the pets as well, if I can remember rightly. So I don't really look in the sort of lingerie section, but this did caught my sort of catch my eye as I went to walk past it, because I felt like this could definitely be worn as like a bodysuit, as like a top, maybe underneath a blazer, kind of look a little bit sexy-esque. And yeah, I did like this, so I thought I would show you it. Just next to it, we also had some more pajamas. So these are an animal print pajama set, and this was coming in at £18. So as I walked through, I did see this Izabel section, which I've never seen before, and it caught my eye because The quality looked absolutely outstanding for these items. I wasn't keen on the prints or some of the styles, but the actual material of these items was so nice. This jumper, this knitted jumper, honestly just felt like great quality. And actually, this is Izabel London, and I don't know if you watch my thrift little video that I put up recently, but I did pick up a jacket from Izabel London, and I'd never ever heard of this brand before, and now obviously I can see that they do sell it in Matalan. I actually thought it was like an old vintage jacket, but obviously the brand is still going, and actually the jacket probably isn't vintage, but the label is very different. So it definitely is an older jacket that I picked up when I was thrifting last week. So yeah, this section definitely wasn't my cup of tea in terms of the prints and the style, but the actual material and the sort of attention to detail within the sort of stitching and the craftsmanship in these pieces just were really, really nice. So definitely quality pieces, and obviously there may be something that stands out and it might be your style, so I definitely recommend it in the terms of like it just felt really, really nice. Like everything that I touched and looked in detail, it just was really, really nice. Like these dresses felt beautiful, but they definitely were not my style. So it was knitted top, and then you had the polka dot bottom part. The bottom part on this was knitted as well. It was kind of like a knitted material. The prices were all sort of a bit more expensive than sort of Matalan items, but yeah, very, very different. And so I wanted to show you this section just so that you are aware that they do this brand in Matalan, and I've never seen it before, so I definitely think it's new. So yeah, then we see this little faux leather waistcoat in this brand. This was quite nice. I did like the look of this one. Again, just felt really, really nice. £45 for this little waistcoat jacket. And then we did also have an animal print little top here, which was coming in at £30, I think that said. I'm not quite sure, that's quite small for me to see. So another brand that Matalan do hold is Blue Vanilla, and honestly I do think that Blue Vanilla is a really nice quality brand as well. Like all of their items just feel really nice and luxurious. They are a little bit more highly priced, but would definitely say it's worth it. So we had this lovely skirt here, which is like a black and kind of sparkly skirt. This was coming in at, what did it say there? £38, I think it said there on the label. You've got a stretchy waistband. We also had this top here with the sheer sleeves and sort of floral detail, a little bit of a higher neck. Again, would look really, really lovely with, I actually have a really nice skirt that would go with this little top actually, come to think of it. This was coming in at, so the prices were labelled a little bit small, so it was £25 for this little turtleneck. We also had this little knitted jumper here with the sort of embellishment around the collar. It was really, really nice in terms of the feel. The quality just felt, it just feels so nice. You could just feel the difference, and I just love that. I like nice quality clothing. I like it when it feels good and not too high price. It did contain wool. It didn't feel itchy to touch, and this was coming in at £30, I think that says there on the label. So there was also some really lovely blouse tops here as well, and I love the colours that was running through this with the sort of navy blue and the brown and the beige. The cut of this was nice. I love the little mock neck as well, like the little tiny bit of a higher neck, and yeah, the feel of it felt really nice, and it had the little keyhole at the back with the two little gold buttons. There was also another sort of floral looking top, which was kind of like the same style, but this was navy with like a floral print. And just behind we had this little sort of knitted jumper here, quite thin, but still felt really nice quality. And it was like a sort of creamy sort of off-white colour. Really nice to touch as well, like nice feel. And I love those long cuffs there. I love those long cuffs. I just think it does elevate a little jumper or top, and this was coming in at £25 for this one. So this little knitted mock neck top was definitely probably one of my favourites, and I love those big buttons going down the shoulder, and I love the colour of this as well. Honestly, this felt so dreamy to touch. I actually tried this on and it looked great on me, but I really tried to give myself a talking to when going to do the come shops, that do not have to buy something every time you go into the store. So I didn't buy it, but I have been dreaming about it. It is so nice. I did try and look for this online and I couldn't find it, so I don't know why I couldn't find it online, but it is in store. And I would say if you are looking for some new knitted tops, I definitely recommend going in and giving that one a try, because it is really nice. So they had some lovely cardigans. This was so cute. Look at these buttons, guys. Look at the colours, the buttons. Honestly, this was so nice. Another one that I would highly recommend. It felt lovely and soft, and I loved the burgundy, the brown and the cream, and those buttons were just so cute. I just really love this one. They also had a jumper, a knitted jumper here. Definitely reminded me of the last cardigan I showed you, with those colours, with the burgundy and the brown and the cream. So yeah, another one that I just thought was really nice. And again, if you are looking for some knitwear, I would highly recommend this one as well, especially if that's your colour, if you like those colours. Another one which was really cute. Look at those little flowers. Honestly, these were so cute and they were just so nice in terms of the quality. So yeah, a lovely quality little selection of knitwear pieces here, and this was coming in at £28 for this one. So yeah, just going through all of the knitwear here, and then there was this one here, this stripy one, which was nice. Wasn't as soft as some of the others, but I did like the colour of this, and I did like the stripe detail. I thought this was quite nice. Again, very autumny, and would look lovely maybe with some jeans. This cardigan was beautiful as well. I don't know, all the flowers. I'm not really a kind of daisy flowery kind of that type of person, but there was just something about this little blue vanilla knitted collection that just made me fall in love with it. This was beautiful. It felt really lovely to touch as well. You had the flowers over the front and not through the back, and you had this big fur coat as well, which was so soft. Not my cup of tea in terms of like the sort of style of it, but I think that this would look really nice, sort of very grand over a really lovely sort of evening dress. So yeah, really love this one as well. So we're moving towards the end of the video. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that takes the time to watch these videos. I know you guys really enjoy them. It is actually excruciating, is that the word, doing the voiceover. It's absolutely a killer, and it's not one of my favorite tasks, but I do like to show you these pieces in depth and kind of talk about each item. So if you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. There'll be more of these come shop with me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.